the screen on the Facebook hasn't changed.
Yeah. The the Facebook screen is slightly behind.
There's a delay.
Yeah, there is a delay. So it's the OBS one. That
yeah, I've done it. Okay, that was a very, very long delay.
Hey, we've been live for the past.
Hey! You guys are going to watch that, and you're going to think, what a fool.
But
let's go again. Okay. Guys, welcome to Open the Vaults with me, obviously, Manny, the one you all want to see. I'm here with Adam, the Bear Trotter.
Yeah, what up, guys? How you all doing?
And also Dan, who you don't really want to see, was begging to come back on the back on the vault. So we've got him on as a guest this week. You know,
mate, we had to get him out of the pub as well. He was drowning his sorrows.
He was
like,
drowning
it
his
going
sorrows.
well.
I felt so unloved. I'd gone to the pub and I was in the corner. I was a mess, and you guys have saved me from that. Thank you.
Yeah. Martin left you though, didn't he? Like Martin was calling for you on the last Open the Vaults, wasn't he? The Belgium guy.
Yeah,
he had some love for you.
We love Martin. Martin is my favourite. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it was the last cry to keep Dan in. Do you know what I mean? And then nobody else minded because I came on, and that's all they wanted to see.
Yeah, baby.
I don't need any of you. I just need Martin.
He's not even here yet, man.
Hey, Laugay's here. Oh my lega.
Oh my lega.
Yeah, so we've come to you live this week before Battlefield Birmingham, which is this weekend, tomorrow, and we're all going. All three of us are going to be there.
Yeah, we are.
And we thought we'd just talk to you a bit about lists. Dan, go. What are you taking tomorrow? Talk to us about the list.
I think I would like to mention, just before we go on to lists and stuff that we're talking about tomorrow, I would like to talk about all the biggest, juiciest pre-order that is going live tomorrow morning.
This is not where I thought this was going. I thought we were going to be talking about the smack talk between you and Jordan going public. That was juicy as well. We got to talk about that.
Oh, no, yeah. We'll get to that. But just before we do, I just want to say that I have ordered in so many boxes of Shadow Spear. Like, I am dreading this delivery turning up because I've got to lug all those goddamn boxes into the shop off the back of some lorry somewhere.
You'll be fine.
It's because we didn't want any of you. We didn't want any of you beautiful people going without a copy of it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So I've ordered God knows how many of them. It's going up. We put a post on Facebook just showing you the price that you'll get if you just order it as a Glasshammer community member, and the price that you get as if you're a Glasshammer Elite member. Because if you're a Glasshammer Elite subscriber, you get 30% off instead of 20% off. So and on a box, it's like 105 quid. It's a lot. It's a big saving.
Makes a difference.
Makes a big difference. It probably pays for your subscription for the month. You know.
Yeah.
Hashtag just saying. Become an Elite subscriber and save loads of money. So I just wanted to mention that, guys, because it's a big release. We've ordered loads in. Please jump on. And the thing is, I've ordered so many in, and I know we're going to sell out because I've got so many people messaging me saying, "Can I grab one quickly? Can you put one aside for me?" All that kind of thing. And I'm like, well, Elite subscribers come first, guys. There's not much I can do about it. So yeah, please jump on and subscribe. But moving on from that, Jordan.
Oh, this is big, man. This made my day. I'll be honest with you. When you posted it up on Battlefield Birmingham, I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. And like, you couldn't see the rest of the chat, but I was just like, oh, shit's just going down. That was it. There was so much hype. I was loving it. And I didn't see it coming at all out of Jordan. Like, I don't know him that well. Like, he did really well on the stream. I didn't get to spend that much time with him because he was so busy with it. And then all of a sudden, this comes out of him. I was like, oh, mate, you're a hero.
Yeah, so he's, anyone who knows Jordan, he's a petite gentleman. He's very polite.
He's a petite gentleman. You make it sound like a porno.
And then And then he goes, "Oh, Dan,
Rough
what are
and
you
tough
taking this
ginger,
weekend?"
small
And I'm
petite
like,
man.
Yeah.
"I'm taking Necrons because Necrons are ace." And he goes, "Oh, well, I'm going to grudge you then because you know that's an easy game." So I was like, "Well, hang on a minute, you know, Necrons aren't bad since chapter approved." And he's like, "Yeah." Oh, he's like, "Oh yeah, Necrons are pretty good, but you're rubbish." So I was like, "What? This conversation has turned. What's going on now?"
Oh,
So
it's great.
basically, Jordan just laid the truth down on Dan, and he couldn't take it.
Did?
Dan's like, "No, I'm not rubbish. I'm not rubbish."
I don't think he had a comeback, you know. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think he had one. This is like this little robot meme. Is like, what the
Well, I have every intention when I finish, you know, 90th this weekend. I fully intend on blaming Necrons. So, you know, I'm setting up my excuses nice and early.
Nice.
Damn you, Games Workshop, for making Necrons so bad.
But yet you played them knowing this.
No,
I
so
would
basically,
blame
what's going to
Ramsey.
happen?
Like, he gave you hope.
What's
No,
going to happen?
seriously.
Is
Honest-
Dan's going to
honest
take
God,
Necrons
guys.
to this, and he's going to like come like 30th, and then I'll take him to the next event and podium, and then be like, "Dan, you shit."
Mate, if all I do is
Yeah, but
roll
Manny, you probably didn't have to play Jordan. Like, Jordan laid down the smack. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Actually, that petite man, you know,
Gentleman, the petite gentleman. Yeah.
he's here. Jordan's in the chat.
Jordan's in the chat, yeah, what's
up,
Oh, Jordan.
We're trying to stay friendly, guys. Come on. Come on.
This
Calm
is
yourself
PG,
down.
Dan. This is PG. You're fired.
That's it. You're out.
It's all right. When we put that on YouTube, I'll blur that out. There'll be a little blurred shape around that.
Just be like a giant Necron instead. Floating in there.
Yeah, put a destroyer in front of it.
That's it, yeah.
So, yeah, Dan, talk to us about your actual list. What are you taking?
Okay, right. So I genuinely think I've tried to take a bit of an all-comers list, and I do think it can deal with most things that I think I'm going to see on the weekend. So I've taken an Overlord with a void scythe, which makes him like strength 10 -4.
Okay,
He's
next.
really good.
Adam, what are you taking, bro?
Yo, man, I'm taking some big mom.
So unfair.
No, go on. We'll give you like 10 seconds.
No, screw you. No, I'm taking my Necron list, and I'm no. Okay, right.
Mate, I need to be careful. I'm borrowing models off Dan. I don't want to be for this. You know what I'm saying?
It's right, mate. They're Glasshammer models. Dan's now been fired, so I say you can borrow them. That's it.
Oh, cheers, mate. But you go to the unit and pick them up.
No, Dan's still my peasant. He's
Oh, I see.
Glasshammer, but he's still hired as my peasant, so he'll go and bring them.
I believe the term is personal assistant.
Oh, yeah, that.
You're getting
Whatever that
confused,
is.
man. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so it's an Overlord. It's a Lord. They're all Nephrek, so they all auto advance 6 inches because I think it's easily the best code. I don't think there's any competition.
Do you need code?
Yeah. So what was that? Sorry.
Do you need a code? Like, I've seen Necrons played quite a bit, and they're always like kind of mixed detachments as well. So what made you decide to go for that dynasty rather than mix and match like most other people do? What swung it for you?
So near enough everything in my list benefits really well from that code.
Right.
So I've got, like I said, I've got the Overlord and the Lord. They're my HQs. I've got 3 Immortals. For the troops, they're Tesla.
10 man or 5 man?
They're really good. They're only 5 man.
Right.
Just kind of like generic troops.
Try
Even
a cheap
Immortals,
Italian.
Objective secured units that are moving 11 inches a turn is never a bad thing. And the great thing about Tesla, the Tesla carbines, is they are assault. So I can auto advance 11 inches and still shoot. I mean, I'm only hitting on 4s, and I'm not getting any Tesla benefits because I'm -1. But it's still nice to have.
Yeah.
And then
They're quite
after
durable
that,
as well, aren't they? They're really durable.
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as they touch cover, it's hard to get that little 5-man unit 2 up 7. They back up as well. It's really hard to take them down, actually.
Yeah. Oh, Dan's just dropped.
Oh, it's Dan.
We've lost Dan.
Have we actually lost
Dan,
him?
We've just lost Dan. But that's cool because no one wanted Dan anyway. Like, screw that guy.
Yeah, who
Get him
wanted
out
Dan?
of here. Yeah, exactly. He'll join back in a minute. So till then, we can smack talk his army. Necrons, what's he doing? What's that about? But no, I'm just joking. Yeah, should we move on to yours army instead, and then we'll come back to Dan if he pops back up?
Yeah. Well, let's go on to yours, bro, because I've not yet decided.
Right.
So I've got like 3 lists, and it's going to be
Yeah,
the 3 tomorrow.
So you got like 5 minutes before you have to talk about it. That's all right. Cool. So as everyone knows, I still love my knights. I'm big on my knights. So this time I'm going to be running double Castellan, a Gallant, an Admech Battalion, and then 3 new shiny Eversaw Assassins. I've swapped out from my Belgium list the 3rd Castellan just to add it in the Assassins for kind of like single play.
Nice.
So I think it'd be a stronger list overall. It can deal with hordes a hell of a lot better because those new Eversaw Assassins are just dope. I love them. They're great. And I think they're going to really add a lot to the army. And having a Gallant and Castellan, it is a big drop, don't get me wrong, but he's still a big threat, you know? Like if I give him Landstrider first turn, full tilt, catch this thing, so you have to deal with the Gallant whilst, the Castellans are still shooting you.
Oh, yeah,
and if you
wreck true. Yeah,
yeah,
if you kill I played David on the weekend.
Yeah.
And he's gallant. I'll tell you, he did exactly what you're saying with Landstrider. He advanced across the board, used full tilt, and he rolled, I think, a 5 for his advance. So it went like 19 inches or something. Then he charged like 11 on top of that, and because it was Dawn of War, he managed to get into broadsides. Turn 1.
That's nuts, mate.
He managed to get into broadsides. So I think your list is really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely got some tricks behind it. Hopefully it'll do. Oh, Dan Bates has just joined us back.
So
is he back? Is he back?
All right.
I have no idea what's going on. So sorry, my phone is plugged in at the wall.
I think it's Jordan getting payback for smack talking him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just messing with you now. That's it.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Guys.
It's all right. So we're just finishing off talking about my army, and then we'll come back to you, Dan.
Anyway. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
All right. So where we say, so it's definitely got some tricks. It's really mobile. I have told Dan already about the list as well, but it's actually got a really decent supply of command points as well. Like I've got 14 to play with, and generally I only spend 2 pre-game. But I get a 2-up armor save, and depending on the matchup, I can either go on the Gallant now, where he is that threat and he's going forwards, or I can give it to the Castellan, and then I can take Landstrider on that Gallant, just so he becomes a character and can heroically intervene as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Eversaw Assassins do. Yeah, got 3 of them. It's lovely.
There's so many little tricks you can pull with that. I mean, being as I missed it, I don't know if you talked about the kind of little tricks you can pull with that Eversaw.
No, we haven't, mate.
But I've heard, they've only been out a week, and I've already heard these ridiculous scenarios where, because they consolidate 6 inches, that I've heard them like move charging in, piling in 3, into like say a unit of say 5 scouts.
Yeah.
They just muller a unit of 5 scouts.
Yeah.
Then they consolidate 6 inches towards the closest unit, which is maybe 3 plague burst crawlers, or 3
tag something important.
Something that when it gets tagged, it's buggered. A unit of 6 broadsides, 3 broadsides, whatever it may be, consolidating 6 towards them, and then going, I'm going to fight again. Pile in 3, consolidate 3. Oh, it's just like it's horrendous. But then there was also I was talking to Ash, who was telling me this awesome story of he took exactly like you had. He was taking Eversaws with Castellans, and so he rotated his iron shields, and he got down to like 1 CP, whatever it is. And then his opponent went, okay, so you can't rotate iron shields again. And he was like, well, no, I've only got 1 CP now. I can't do it again. And then so in his next turn, he brought down his Eversaw, charged into his opponent's Warlord, who he just managed to get access to, rolled high enough on his charge, got in, killed him, and then spend a CP on that strat where you get like 3 CPs back if you kill your opponent's warlord.
Yeah, that's
Then he
right.
was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm back up to 3 CP. I'll rotate Iron Shields again. And apparently that was like a real like flip the table moment.
Yeah, I can imagine
yeah,
it would
that's
be.
wicked, man. Yeah, there's so many
So-
tricks with the new assassins.
Yeah.
Wicked, man. I like the Colexus as well. In your list, is it 3 Eversaws you've taken?
So it's straight up free Eversors, because recently there's been talk about the worms and not being able to take them in assassin detachments.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm literally picking up my white dwarf like tomorrow. So yeah, I will find out then whether or not I can include the worms.
Oh, cool.
But,
So you've got the 3 Eversaws, and then have you got points for another assassin?
Oh mate, I wish I did.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I've been toying with dropping the Gallant down to a Warglaive, but then he's just not worth it at all.
Oh God, no, don't do that.
No, don't do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Jesus, do not do that.
Yeah.
No.
But there's no other way of including 2 Castellans as well if I want the battalion for the command points and the other stuff.
Is it worth? And because I totally think it is, because now that they're all the same points, I honestly think it would be really worth your time taking a Colexus and 2 Eversaws.
Oh, but it's not 3 Eversors though, is it? It's not cool.
I don't think you need 3 Eversaws. I don't even think you need 2 Eversaws. One is enough to really make your opponent think.
All right, Dan's had a couple too many beers. He doesn't know what he's talking about anymore.
No,
Clearly, he's saying take less Eversor assassins, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, what's he saying about?
One is brilliant. One is brilliant. But having that second one in the sky the turn after, scares people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you've got a spare detachment to put them in, then yes, you take 2 Eversaws and a Colexus. What I'm saying is, I don't think you take 3 Eversaws.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I think the extra combat threat of clearing out the hordes, I think it's pretty important.
Well, for knights it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're playing it,
if I was running
where you've got some options for knights and their like against hordes and stuff like that.
If I was running Crusaders,
then you could 1 or 2 Eversaws and have a Colexus and things like that. But I think because they're the bigger knights, they're specialised at killing tanks, so you need the help to kill infantry, in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh, I think the Castellans
your dad's just commented saying, "Why are you guys not in the pub on a Friday? Open the vaults to Saturday and stop stealing my boy on a Friday night. It's hard enough trying to get him to buy beer." Because Dan is a tight ass, and Trevor, I thought you didn't even like Dan anyway. Was he saying last week that he didn't like Dan anyway?
Yeah, he did. I thought we were doing him a favour, to be honest, taking Dan.
You should understand the struggle of being a tight ass and trying to play Warhammer 40k. The conversions that I have turned up to a tournament with is just it makes people cringe, and it's it's not a nice role to play. But you know, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to be the guy who plays 40k with no money. #subscribe so I've got more money.
As if you would spend it. Like, come on.
#save Dan.
Like, go
save Dan.
The Glasshammer Elite is no longer an elite service; it's now a charity.
Do we need to go
Please
funding
give money
page
to
for
me.
you?
We got some smack talk. Jordan's just said I'm watching, but on a delay by 2-3 minutes. We'll get our game, Dan, provided that I can get a ticket and you actually win your games. But I doubt that you're going to win your games.
Do you know, George? Right? It was all. George was like, "Oh yeah, I've definitely got a ticket. I'm 100% coming." And you know, Dan, you're rubbish. And yeah, I'll play you whenever. So then I post up on the Battlefield Birmingham page saying, "I need to grudge this petite gentleman."
Careful what you say.
Petite gentleman.
Petite gentleman. Yeah, we're fine with that.
Petite gentleman because he's jive talking me in my DMs.
Jive
right? And then all of a sudden, George can't make it. Funnily enough, it's what a coincidence.
Are you trying to say that's all coincidental right there?
I'm calling that as a big coincidence.
Call it out, Jordan. Nice. So, Manny, we stalled long enough now. Like, you've heard both our lists. What are you going to run, Manny? Decision time.
You've not heard my list. So far, everyone knows I'm taking an Overlord and a Lord.
Yeah, but no one cares
That's
about
what
your
I'm
list.
thinking.
That's fine.
But I will say that no
An
one
Overlord
cares
and a
about
Lord, he's
Necrons,
good.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
it. Just a bunch
Ash,
of immortals.
to be fair, Ash has just messaged Dad saying that a Colexus is huge because it can stop that doom and that jinx on the fatal turns when you need it, which is true because it
Thank
adds
you.
two to powers on things like jinx because loads of people aren't taking the conclave anymore for the extra range, so they have to get within 18 of your knight to
Well, a lot of people are running the hemlocks now, aren't they?
exactly to try and get jinx. You don't even have the Bealtan relic, so if you've stood your Colexus in front of your knight, they need a 9 to cast that jinx. And
But you're also
that's
forgetting
huge.
but you're also forgetting I've got 4-up deny as well off my admech.
No, yeah,
For
that's
command point.
good, but it's nice to stop Doom and Jinx, right? It just means your knight's
Yeah.
barely taking any damage at all.
We hope.
Yeah.
Well, there's still time.
I'm saying,
Dan, have you got a Colexus in there?
It's all fun and games saying that Dan's an idiot. Dan's an idiot. Ah! But Dan's right is what's happened here.
No, it's because Ash said it. So Ash
Well,
is
yeah,
like,
mate,
what are you trying?
no one said that you should only take half an Eversaw.
You
that
need
was
to take
your
2
idea.
Everswords and a Colexus. That's what you need to take.
Dan,
I'm
have
just
you got a
saying.
Colexus?
You can. I've got so many Colexus, so I
Yeah.
don't know what to do with them.
All right, maybe we'll talk after then. Maybe we'll talk after. Whack that in the bag, yeah. Whack that in the bag,
But yeah.
just in case.
No, go on, Dan. Go on, Dan. We want to hear what the rest of your list is. We don't just want to know about 2 characters. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Okay. So just quickly, because I know you're all waiting to know what Manny plays, because everyone loves Manny.
Yeah, so hurry up. Come on.
He's jealous. Dan's getting sad. Trevor, your son needs a dummy. Come and help.
So, it's an Overlord. It's a Lord.
What?
I'm only joking. It didn't happen again. It's an Overlord, a Lord. There's 10 Lich Guard because, and everyone's kind of dissing the Lich Guard, but I really think it's important to have a unit that holds like the midfield, like that you can put it, you can put in the middle of the board because so many of the new GW missions are all about board control now. So I think units like Bullgrin, units like Lich Guard, that kind of thing. I think they're huge for the new missions. So I put a unit of Lich Guard in there, and with their anyone who's watched the kind of the battle reports that we put out every week, Mike Bolton brought a unit of 10 Lich Guard on there, and I just kind of saw how well they dominated the middle of the board, and they really make your opponent think and try and push them into a corner.
That must have been your game, because in my game they sat in that corner and they didn't push out.
I think you just killed them with Storm Ravens before they could do anything in your game. But yeah, in my game, they did a really good job of just kind of holding me back into a corner. Yeah. And I think that's what they'll do most games. So I think they're a really good unit for Necrons at the moment.
Yeah, to be fair, they're a lot more resilient than they actually look at first.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Toughness 5, 2 wounds?
That's it. The toughness 5 protects them a lot from like the bolt of fire and that kind of thing. So, and people always forget that they regenerate. They get back up on a 5. So you get them down to a 5-man unit, and then all of a sudden, 2-3 of them pop back up, and they're back to an 8-man unit. So, I think they're really good. I mean, for 28 points a model after chapter approved, I think they're a bargain. I think they're good, especially when you combine them with their strat.
That is really cheap, actually.
When you combine them with their strat to bounce back mortal wounds on saves of a 6+.
That was funny.
I think they can be really frustrating to an opponent. I think it's really good. And then the kind of after that, that's my one little spin on the list. After that, it's 12 destroyers and 3 doomsday arcs, which is kind of what it. That's what everyone expects from a Necron list at the moment because they're really good. But I also have 9 Scarabs because the Scarabs, strangely enough, they benefit from the Nephrek code. So they auto advance 6. They're pretty quick moving.
Yeah. You
can use the strats so they can advance and charge.
They can deep strike as well, can't they?
You can deep strike them with the Nephrek. stratagem, which is what I normally use on the destroyers, because I see people running Tech destroyers, and it's just pointless to me. I don't, if you're not deep striking destroyers, don't bother taking them, because otherwise they're just going to get shot. They've only got a 24-inch range, so if you're taking destroyers, make them Nefrek. That's all I can say. Yeah. But the scarabs are good because you can auto advance them 6 inches, and then you can use the strats so they can advance and charge. And I've also got the warlord trait, which I'm using with the lich guard, so that I get to reroll my charges for friendly dynasty units. So you could Veil of Darkness the overlord up with the lich guard next to the scarabs. They can move 18 inches, whatever, and re-roll their charge rolls. It just creates a nice little bit of pressure.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And it gives the Doomsday Arcs and the Destroyers a lot of breathing room.
They're a good screen with a lot of wounds as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It will help you against things like smites. You know, put them at the very front, and next thing you know, that's 27 wounds in 9 bases that you've got to get through before you're going to kill Lich Guard with smites and things like that. So I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, I think it's a nice. They're 117 points for a unit of 9, which I think is a bargain. And I think Scarab should be in most Necron armies. They're such a good screen. I've been saying to Manny and quite a few guys now that everyone in the game seems they've got to a point now where everyone knows about the wrapping maneuver. You wrap a unit so they can't fall back. So I think if you've got a screen that doesn't fly now, you're going to struggle, because people will come down, they will wrap your screen, you can't shoot them, you can't do anything for a turn, and then they're in front of you and they're going to charge something important.
Yeah.
And those scarabs have that fly keyword. So, like these Eldar lists that have these rangers that are still rapid, providing their screen, they're fading out fast, and I think that's the reason why. If I was running Eldar now, I'd be running Swooping Hawks as my screen. Because they've got the fly, they can't be tied up, that kind of thing. I genuinely think it's really important for a list to have that now. So
yeah, it is very good. In the current meta, it's very good to have a flying screen, and obviously scarabs can fly. I mean, they're about this big, and they obviously have invisible wings. So.
I'm not saying I agree that they should have the fly keyword. But they have the fly keyword.
It's so cool. I think that they're a good unit. Yeah,
well, they hover, don't they? So much as fly with wings and stuff. They hover, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, Necron technology and all that stuff. They can do whatever the hell they want, can't they? So.
Yeah. Back in the original models, I'm pretty confident they did have wings on them. They literally look like metal flies. With,
really?
Teeth. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I have an experienced 40k person in the room. And he's agreeing with you, Az.
Yeah.
They had little wings, did they really?
Yeah, mate.
That's bad.
And big mandibles as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Cool. I've never seen them before. So I'd like to see them.
They used to, when they charge, just reduce the armor value by 1 as well if they hit. That was it.
Yeah.
If it reduced it to 0, it was it's dead. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. I remember that rule. That was good.
Yeah. Carl Grundy, open the vaults has now ripped the crap out of Dan, all thanks to a petite gentleman.
I know.
It's true.
There is a theme going on in the past few weeks of kind of just abuse Dan.
You mean ever since Manny took over? Is that coincidence? Do you think or not?
Maybe.
Too much power, maybe Manny. Too much power.
Manny wasn't getting enough attention and decided to steal it from me. Yeah.
Because we ripped Dan a little bit last week, was going to let off him this week.
A little bit.
It to me about 45 to 50 minutes late, and I thought, you know what, the viewers don't deserve this, so we'll team up and just smash down to the, smack his confidence, and so we have to peel it off the pavement in the morning.
Oh man, low confidence and Necrons is not a good mix.
Mate, just give you a ticket to Jordan, save time.
Me on the weekend. So I'm not really sure at the moment. I've got 3 lists in mind. I can bring any one of them, and they're all very different. So I don't know which one to talk about. Let's talk about Tau first. Let's talk about Tau because I've been using Tau for a while now, and Tau are really good. I like them, but the only thing that annoys me is that they are all shooting. They don't really have any combat answers at all. I mean, I'm even toying with putting like 40, 50 recruit in the list, just because they're like 250 points for like 50 of them. And they're okay in combat. They hit on threes and they're strength 4, which is decent. And they reroll 1s to wound if you've got a recruit shaper there. I just wish there was a way of giving them 2 attacks each, because they only got 1 attack each. So it's a bit like, they're not really going to help you that much. I mean, you know, if a unit of 10 recruit had 20 attacks and they were hitting on 3, strength 4, they might actually be able to kill like 5 scouts and, you know, help your broadsides out a little bit. But I just don't see it. And the fact that you've got no combat at all means you've got to play so cagey with them. I mean, it's just every game is hard. Every game is hard because, yeah, you've got a crap ton of firepower and you will melt things, but it only takes one small unit that's played really well by your opponent and one tiny little mistake by you, and it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
like an Eversaw assassin advancing, piling in and consolidating 18 inches.
yeah, literally, it's just something like that will get you. And I mean, if a Calexus comes down behind a wall and it even takes the Overwatch off 9 broadsides or something, if you can't see him, it's only SMS, and if he uses his 4-up feel no pain stratagem for that phase, you're not going to kill him, and he'll get him, and he'll tie up everything that he wants to tie up, and it's game over. It is actually really, really hard to play Tau at the moment. People don't see it because people think you target something, you shoot, you target something, you shoot. But if you haven't screened right, if every unit in your army isn't sort of like...
But do you know why that is, Manny?
It's like...
Sorry to interrupt, but do you know why that is? Because people like you show up, you came third at Calais, having never used Tau before. Then at the next event, I can't remember which one it was. What was it? Revolution? At Revolution, you came second. After either way, you did really well at 2 big tourneys, and then you've just won a tournament as well. You came for really hard games, mate. Really hard games.
Oh, it was Grand
You know what?
Yeah, it was Grand Slam.
There's no combat potential. Didn't your Tau army charge and wreck stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was, to be fair, yeah, it did. But I charged, basically 6 of my broadsides got engaged in combat, and they killed a few Zankors. So I had to charge the other 3 broadsides, all of my characters, the Riptide and 30 Fire Warriors, along with the shield drones, into that unit of Zankors. And I had to get really, really lucky to kill that unit. And I did, but it's because I'm hitting on 5s. It's just ridiculous. I mean, that whole army in combat should get like 12 hits or something like that. It's ridiculous. You know, when your entire 2,000 point army gets like 12 hits in combat against a unit, it's silly. So, but I got something like 27 hits or something. But yeah, I got really lucky to get out of that combat. And it's like, but the thing is, I got out of that combat, but because it took me so long getting out of that combat, I got hit by the next unit and I lost that game. So yeah, I did go in and my whole army spent a turn in combat then where they couldn't shoot and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you've lost the game. It's very, very hard to maneuver Tau at the moment, and yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason why I have done well at the last couple of events with Tau is that not too many players are taking them now, so people forget a couple of things about them.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a running at me, and then I've shot the Castellan, put it down to, like, bottom bracket, so it's hitting on 5s, and then it's moved forwards because it thinks it's going to, charge and things like that, and suddenly my commander's gone, -1 to hit on your Castellan. And he's like, I totally forgot you had that. And he's like, yeah, Castellan's hit me on 6s now. Don't anymore. Yeah. So it's just little things like that. People don't realise, and they can be really powerful. I mean, because people like advance at you with shining spears. That's a big one. People that have advanced with shining spears, and then they're hitting on 4s because they've advanced. And then I hit them with a -1, and all of a sudden the shurikens are hitting fire warriors on 5s, and then they don't get to soul burst because they don't even kill a whole unit of 10 fire warriors. And it's like things like that can really help you.
Do you want to know the number one thing that I see people forget about when they're playing town? Is that obviously everyone knows the Overwatch from Tau is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you declare your charge on a unit, and then they start, and then you start go, oh well this broadside unit's within 6, so I'll Overwatch with them. This broadside unit's within 6, so I'll Overwatch with them. But they can only do that once, and I see a lot of people forget that. So if you decide to charge a unit into Tau, and they go, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to Overwatch with this unit as well, and this unit, and this unit, and this unit, they seem to think that that's going to happen with every unit that they charge in that phase.
Do they have to declare them all when you declare the charge, or do they resolve them like a shooting attack? This is a conversation that's come up.
No, they can do one at a time. Okay. Yeah, they can. Yeah, that's the way it's worded properly. So they can do it one at a time, but once that unit has used for the greater good to Overwatch for another unit, they can only do that once. And I see a lot of people forget that. So they, like I said, they charge one unit in, and then it gets absolutely annihilated, and they go, oh well, there's no point me doing that again because it's, this next unit's just going to die. But
actually, now's the time to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
now's the time to charge more units in. Yeah.
We have a question from Jared. He says, isn't it stated that you cannot fire Overwatch when you can't see the unit, irrespective of whether or not you have a weapon that can ignore line of sight? Oh,
that was...
Yeah, I think that's been removed. I think it doesn't say it anymore, does it? Now it just says you may shoot at the target as if it were your shooting phase.
Yeah.
You hit with a ballistic skill of 6+.
In 7th edition, it stated that you had to see the target.
Yeah.
In 8th edition, it just says you shoot as though you
shoot as though it's a shooting phase. So if you've got weapons that ignore line of sight, you can shoot with them. You've got to shoot as if your ballistic skill 6+. And concept. So and that's the thing for me is the combat is just not there even a teeny bit for Tau, so it's really putting me off them a bit, but I enjoy playing them a little bit. So because I like having the hard games, so when you've got to look at every single unit, make sure they're all exactly where they need to be, they're back to where they need to be. It makes the game really hard, and they're quite enjoyable games. So I like that aspect to them. But we all know at Battlefield, there's a lot of knight lovers. Loads of people love knights at Battlefield.
Yeah, a lot of
weirdos.
If you've got like double Castellan, it's actually very hard for Tau to play against double Castellan with like broadsides and riptides, just because of they can outrange you. The Castellans outrange you. In like 1 or 2 turns, they will get rid of all your drones, and after that, they just rinse in broadsides. So it's really hard to play against knights, and that's another thing that's putting me off. But
I can see why. I mean, like normally you go to a tournament and you do just kind of think, oh, what are the missions favouring? What kind of army are the missions favouring, and what's kind of in the meta and that kind of thing at the moment. But it's only because we've been to the past 10 Battlefield Birminghams.
Yeah, literally.
That we know, people love knights there. There's always a lot of knights there. So I think you're pretty.
Well, that's what happened to me, wasn't it? I played 4 out of 5 games were a mirror match of knights versus knights. I was like, cool, that was a quick weekend.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I think to ignore that information would be quite silly. So I agree with what you're thinking, man.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the only thing that's pulling me away from Tau really for this event. And the other 2 options I've got is Deathwatch, because I've been playing Deathwatch quite a bit this year. So I'd take 4 units of veterans, all with storm shields everywhere, bike and a vanguard to fall and shoot and charge and stuff. And then
okay, right.
3 what they call three smash captains, 3 units of scouts, and then a guard battalion. So just so I've got the command points to be able to do everything I want to do, and all of that kind of stuff. So there's that army. That army's got a lot of options. It can play against anything. It's got loads of options against any army. So I like the flexibility there, and I'm tilting towards that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they're awesome. And then I was going to take assassins, but Ad needs the assassins, so I'm being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is
And,
hero.
Yeah, so
Well,
I'm,
no, you know, I'm just saying,
Oh.
Manny. If Ad were to take 2 Eversaws and a Colexus, then I've got enough assassins to give you 2 Eversaws and a Colexus.
How have you got so many assassins?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
no idea how I have
Oh,
so
yeah.
many assassins.
There's 4
They
Eversaws,
just-
isn't there? And
Yeah,
and 2 clicks.
They just appear. I don't know why I've got so many of them.
Sorry, guys, I was actually there to quickly put the laptop on charge. Woo-woo. And yeah, so that's the second option. And the third option for me is because I've I've played Chaos quite a lot in 8th edition. It was like Foxwalkers and stuff like that, and they're kind of gone now.
Do you miss the army?
Yeah, I miss Poxwalkers. I think Poxwalkers are awesome, man.
They were cool.
awesome.
Oh,
Many
no,
people.
they were broken
So
to
many
hell.
people.
Do you know
used to
what,
get-
guys? Right, everyone out there who loves Manny, right? Fine, you know, I understand this whole kind of attraction to him, whatever it may be. But when you have to sit in a car, right, and you're driving back from a tournament for 2 hours, right, and he's sitting there at the time when Poxwalkers were the most broken thing ever, like it was just ridiculous, and Manny's saying, no, they're not broken. They're actually worth, you know, they're right for their points. And you just, when you have to sit there for 2 hours and listen to him try and explain why Poxwalkers just appearing all over the board, you can't target them. Whenever you kill anything, you get more Poxwalkers. They're toughness 5. They're -4 to hit. They're amazing in combat. But they're good for the game, Dan. They're good for the game.
See, that's it. So I didn't say they were right for their points. I said that they were good for the game. Because
Melee units.
at that point, it was like the only combat option in the game.
But that's because everything else just got blown up.
Everything else was like
Yeah.
6 Storm Ravens.
Yeah. No. A unit,
10
a unit that you can't target that gets bigger with everything that dies and is unkillable is good for the game. I totally agree. Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
I ain't saying shit. I want to collect now.
To be fair, at the time when Poxwalkers were big, they still weren't winning too many events. It was still like Eldar and loads of...
You won every
stuff
event you
like-
went to, you
Oh my
scumbag.
God. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh man, I hate you so much.
But yeah,
He says that with love.
It's a very love-hate relationship, in case you haven't noticed.
Oh, what's Kyle said? Kyle says, Manny Chima, you're wrong. With have on she the beefy ethereal. Oh, okay, yeah, we have some combat options. We have an ethereal with like 3 attacks. Yeah, Kyle's right, man. I'm just rubbish with Tau. What can I say?
Yeah, just take 15 ethereals, Manny. Job done.
So my final option for a list is I'm not sure if it kind of all fits. It's just like a rough thing that I was having to look at earlier. It's like sort of like Abaddon and a sword.
Have you told us any of your lists? Like any of the Tau lists?
Oh, the Tau. Well, the Tau list is like what I took on the weekend that I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 9 broadsides and a riptide essentially, or you drop down to like 8 and you get a few more drones and things like that. Buff up the Fire Warrior units so they can chain all the way back and stuff.
Okay.
And then the Death Watch list I just went through with the 4 units of Death Watch and Smash Captains and stuff.
Yep.
And then with the Chaos, I think it's kind of like Abaddon and a Sorcerer, and then sort of like 120 cultists or 150 cultists, something of that kind. And then it's like 2 or 3 Demon Princes with Araman. And then 2 units of 10 cultists and a unit of 28 to 30 Zangors. Because I really like Zangors. I think they're really cool. You can buff them up really well. You can use the dark matter crystal on them to teleport them, charge. I mean, you can warp time them if you want, I think. So, you know, you can hide them behind something and
Yeah, you can, yeah.
warp time them out. And that can help you get loads of board presence. So I really like that list as well. It's got options. It can do something against everything, I suppose. Whereas that's my thing, right? So the Chaos and the Death Watch have got options to do something against everything in every game.
Yeah.
Tau are lacking a bit in that field, so I don't know. But then again, I might just take Tau to, you know, represent, baby. Represent Tau. So I'm really struggling at the moment. It's going to be a last minute decision. We all know it's going to be a last minute decision.
Of course,
It's
yeah.
in the morning, so
If you're not up until 4 o'clock in the morning painting models, then
Zangors. Yeah.
are you even 40k, bro?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think we're going to go with that, and so that's what we're planning on taking this weekend. Make sure you follow us. We will be putting updates on about how we're getting on. But if you want to know about our individual results and how we actually got on at the end of the event, then make sure you become a member of the Glasshammer Elite as a Crusader and watch Monday Night Mashup. And hopefully, guys, if you guys are free, I'll try and get you guys back on for Monday Night Mashup. You'll be my ever guests on Monday Night Mashup. Actually talk about how we got on the weekend for all only. So guys, don't miss out. Make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't already, head over to our website glasshammergaming.co.uk and make sure you buy a ticket to St George's Champion. The event's coming up now. It's only like a month and a half away, and we've sold quite a lot of tickets. So make sure you head over and buy your ticket as well. We're making our own terrain for the event as well, so that's really exciting. Every table will have a game mat on there as well. So, you know, we want you guys to have the best sort of gaming experience that you can. Yeah,
we're putting a lot of money into the event, to be fair. We're like, I've got to place an order for some game mats next week, and it's so much money. It's making me feel a little bit ill.
With how tight you are as well.
I know, yeah. So, you know, we're really trying to make it as good as we can. So if you guys can go on and, you know, if you're thinking of coming, please go on, buy your tickets. And then, you know, it just kind of makes me feel less ill, I suppose. In the fact that I'm not chucking so much of my own money at the event. But yeah, you know, we're trying to make it as good as we can. We're making sure every table is, you know, there's a lot of these events that just, you know, the top 10 tables are really good. That's not what we're about. We want to make sure every single table is great. We've got all sorts of different events going on there. You know, we want to provide the best food, the best kind of drink, the best entertainment we can. So
prizes, everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The prizes. I mean, I think a big kind of thing was made from the last event that we ran, the Glasshammer Open, of just how good the prize support was. You know, and I have no intention of changing that. We want the winner of the event to take home, you know, a boatload of stuff, a boatload of prizes. We've got loads of sponsors coming on who are also helping with the prize support and stuff as well. So yeah, please go on. Yeah, please go on, buy your tickets, and you know, get on there. We've got, I believe it's a free view video going up this weekend. I think so. So yeah, jump on our YouTube channel, subscribe onto that, so you can see the battle report that's going up this weekend. But then, you know, if you want a battle report again next weekend, make sure you sign up to the Elite, because Elite members get weekly battle reports.